Hi guys, thanks for joining me and welcome to this week's video where we're thinking a little bit about preparing ourselves for Lent. So it's a week until Lent. I'm filming this on Tuesday, which means next Tuesday is Pancake Day, very exciting. And then it's Ash Wednesday, and then we're into the period of Lent, the period that leads us up to Easter and all of the joy and excitement that comes from Easter. Lent is often thought about as a sort of time of somberness, maybe sadness, maybe we're not allowed to be happy, that sort of thing. But actually, Lent is a really wonderful season that allows us to grow closer to God, to grow in our faith, and to maybe better ourselves a little bit. And I think that this year in particular, Lent is really important, and that what we all across the world need right now is a little bit of Lent. The church encourages us to do 3 things during Lent. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and hopefully inspire you to make them a part of your lives. So the first of those things is fasting. We are called to fast. Now, often this is the one that most people will talk about doing, or for Lent this year, I'm giving up, and then an item of thing that they're going to give up. So maybe it might be chocolate, maybe crisps, snacking, something like that. But it doesn't have to be food. It could be something like you're going to spend less time on social media. Maybe you're going to spend less time looking at your phone and more time going outside. And that's another thing that you can do as part of the fasting thing, is maybe replacing one thing with something else. So maybe saying, instead of drinking cans of Coke, I'm going to drink water, or something along those lines. But sometimes when people think about fasting, it's kind of like, why do we do it? And with all of these things, Jesus did them, and that's why we do them. Jesus went into the desert, and he spent 40 days preparing for his public ministry. And during that time, Jesus fasted. So we're encouraged to do the same. And I think there are 2 things that are really positive about this. First of all, is it allows us to make good changes to our life. It allows us to make changes for the better. So last year during Lent, I made the decision to not charge my phone in my bedroom because I was spending too much time at night and first thing in the morning on my phone. And that's been something that I've stuck with since Lent and has been really helpful to me in making sure I sleep better. So it's about making good changes that can have a really positive impact on our lives. But I also think that when we fast, when we give up things, we leave a space in our lives, something that can be filled, and we can fill that with God. We can fill that with maybe talking to God, maybe reflecting, maybe doing something that in some way strengthens our faith and draws us closer to Him. And that sounds wonderful. So fasting is a really good thing, and I hope you do it this year. The second thing that we're encouraged to do is to give. Now, the phrase that you might have heard is almsgiving, which means to sort of like give to the poor. To give alms is to give things to help other people. And again, this is something that Jesus did all the way through his public ministry. So we're encouraged to do that. And it doesn't have to be money. Often we think about, maybe I'm going to donate more money to charity, make an effort to put my spare change into a collection bucket, that sort of thing. But it could be that we're going to give to others in a way that isn't financial. And as we know at the moment, we're still in lockdown and we're still faced with restrictions. And I think one of the things that we could do this year that would be really powerful would be to give ourselves to other people, in the sense of giving our time, making contact with other people, dropping them a text or a quick phone call to check that they're doing okay. Maybe when it's possible, going and spending time with someone who we know has struggled recently and needs a little bit of time and support. When we give of ourselves to other people, we are reminded of the way that Jesus gave of himself for us. And so by giving our time and energy and effort to other people, we're really reflecting what Jesus did when he died on the cross for us. The third thing that we're encouraged to do is to pray. Now, we know that Jesus did that lots. There are loads of times in the Bible when he went away and spent time talking to his Father in heaven. And at the end of Lent, when we journey into Holy Week, we see Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane doing just that. And so we're encouraged to use Lent as a time to pray more regularly, maybe to build prayer into our daily routines in a way that is positive and allows us to grow closer to God. Maybe we just need to find some time for ourselves to reflect and to take time to think about how our lives are going and how we can better follow the path that God has laid out for us. But prayer is a really, really important part of Lent, and it's something that we can do, at any part of our day, just to spend a little moment talking to God, to reflecting on our own lives and to building that relationship with him. So those are the three things that we're encouraged to do during Lent: to fast, to give, and to pray. And I really would encourage you to think about ways that you can do all three of those things over the course of Lent this year, because I think that now more than ever, we need to grow in our relationship with God, to grow in our relationship with other people, and to grow in our relationship with ourselves. And as we head out of lockdown and hopefully into a more open world, those things that we experienced during Lent this year can really help us as we journey into the next stages of our life. So I've got a few things I'm planning for Lent this year, and I hope you do too. And one of those things that I'm going to do that I want to share with you, if you head over to our Instagram, the name of which is on the screen, then every day through Lent, I'll be posting the sort of summary of the gospel, and then a little bit of a reflection or a little bit of a thought about what that summary means and how it impacts on us. And so maybe that's something that you might want to use in your own prayer lives, and maybe it might be something that you want to share with other people. You could share that to your story and tell other people about the gospel of the day. It's just an idea, but it would be cool if you wanted to join in with that, then that would be great. But I hope you have a wonderful Lent. I hope Lent helps you grow in your faith and grow in your relationship with God. And keep watching the channel. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Goodbye.